future of Pakistan, of course, we are not soothsayers. But remember that nobody in 1969 predicted that Pakistan would be split into two in 1971. At least I haven't come across any such idea. We only discern the pattern, the trajectory that Pakistan is taking. And one is free to, conclude his own, come to his own conclusions, his own conclusions. So I will basically focus on military civil relations, we know the interinstitutional relationships, what is Imran's equation with military. There are many experts, you read it in the newspapers every day. But I just want to focus on certain fundamentals. And the fundamentals is that when Xi Jinping met Mr. Modi in the recent Mahabalipuram summit, there was a lot of accent and emphasis on civilizational links. The Chinese take not right in their ancient civilization, and I hope we also do. But somehow where is the civilizational link with Pakistan? Because Pakistan has repudiated its civilizational relationship with India. So it is a country which is in search of, a search of identity, and identity has been very elusive. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, a person without identity or any entity with identity is the most dangerous commodity on this earth. Aitaz Hassan, he has written a book, The Indus Saga. You must read this book. And what he says that to deny your national identity is dangerous or unfortunate. But it is disastrous. It is disastrous if you are looking for an extraterritorial identity, then you are vulnerable to manipulation. And that is what is happening with Pakistan. For example, I must give you this example. He has been in Lahore so many times, he was working for 15, 16 years in Pakistan. In Lahore, if you visit Lahore, symbolism of Allama Iqbal is everywhere. But you go to Takshila, Chanakya is missing. Chanakya, which used to offer 63 disciplines. Those days also they had a medicine course of 7-8 years in Takshila. And it boasted of so many scholars, grammarians like Panini, etc., the commander-in-chief of your eastern part of India, and so many other astronomers and mathematicians. Now there is a village near Takshila which actually belongs to this where Chanakya lived. There is not even a signboard there to say that this is Chanakya's village. So therefore, what Aitaz Hassan says, that if Pakistan has to come out of the tortuous identity crisis, it must accept its Hindu past. And ladies and gentlemen, may I tell you that any Islamic country or wherever there is a significant Islamic population, there will always be a segment. There will always be a segment which will be attracted by global jihad. And this is not a new phenomenon. It has been happening for many years. You just read a report, NIA report about Jamaat-e-Mujahideen Bangladesh. Since 2007, from Assam and Bengal, they have made inroads into Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra. So they have been carried out rocket launcher trials in the forests of Karnataka. Now, Jamaat-e-Mujahideen Bangladesh, of course, we have a very friendly government. We have a very, benign relationship with the present dispensation in Bangladesh. But notwithstanding that, there is this global jihadi, component. I mean, there are 22 cells they have identified in Bangalore itself. So this component is very much there in Pakistan, and I don't know if there is any jihadi is fighting for Pakistan. No, he is fighting for global jihad. He is coming to Kashmir not to fight for Pakistan. He is fighting in the name of jihad. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just touch upon major issues. See, the whole problem in the entire Islamic world, West Asia. You look at it, everywhere it is on fire. Look at the Syrian front. Look at Yemen. Look at what is happening in Iraq. And why is this happening? Is that since 1400 years there has been a contest between culture and religion. And that contest is very much on in Pakistan as well. Now there is, I and Pushpender, we visit various parts of the country, and I emphasize on this, that religion is very different from dharma. Dharma is a set of eternal values, right? A religion may tell you that, the earth is flat. Some religious book may tell you that the earth, the sun revolves around the earth like Galileo did, and he was almost, killed. But dharma will never tell you. If it tells you, this. See, the difference between religion and culture is that a culture has an architecture. And what does that architecture say? That architecture has language, literature, music, musical grammar, mythology, what do you say? Sensibilities, sacred geography, like say Makkah Madinah is a part of sacred geography of that area. But no prophet, no human being, nobody who is born tomorrow and says that I have created, he can say that he can create a new religion. But he does not have the capacity and he does not have the capability to give you an architecture of culture. Right? The same communists. Remember Cultural Revolution? How many people were killed, and today they are boasting of Hakka villages, thousands of their multi-story made of mud, Hakka buildings in various floors. In first floor they have the domestic animals. In second, fourth floor they have fodder, and third floor and so on. They live at the top floor. So they are now boasting about their own. So nobody can say that he has created. Now look at Pakistan. What is its language? And I must tell you what Jinnah said in 1940 Lahore Resolution. Jinnah said that we, a nation of 100 million people, we are different in culture, we are different in civilization, we are different in calendar, we are different in language, we are different in literature, we are different in customs, etc., etc. He said, arts, architecture, this is what he said. You must read it. And then, what does he say? When about Kalat or Balochistan, when in that cabinet mission, when they gave the memorandum, he says that the people of Kalat do not bear any affinity with India. They are people of Arab origin. The ruling family of Punjab is of Arab origin. Even Bugti and Mari tribes are not of Indian origin. So how did he, claim Pakistan? That is the problem, and this problem will continue to harm Pakistan. And now let me tell you something. That what is a nation? What is a country? Why do you decide to constitute a country? Firstly, it must have nationhood. It must have a territory. That territory must have some sanctity. What is the sanctity of Pakistan? It was Maharaja Ranjit Singh who gave the present West Pakistan the shape of West Pakistan, that the British inherited, and later on it was transferred to Pakistan. So these are the things which keep hounding, which will keep hounding Pakistan, and every day, with every passing day, it is becoming more and more acute. Now you see people joining Islamic State from Britain or European countries, or most of the British who are joining ISIS are they are of Pakistani origin. Again, the problem of identity, they don't know. They don't know whether they are Pakistanis or they are who they are. Same is the case with Moroccans who are in France. They don't know who they are. In Moroccans, they are not considered Moroccans. In France, they are not considered French enough. So they assume a larger identity. I belong to the Ummah. So what happened? We have put Ummah. Post abrogation of Article 370, Raja Rabbani, a senator, he lamented, hi. Ummah has deserted us. OIC is no good to us. Firstly, this entire, Captain Rizvi will bear me out, there is nothing called Ummah. And what Jinnah has said, I don't want to go, I have a question answer session, what Jinnah has said, that language, literature, all those things that he enumerated, in favor of Pakistan, how wrong he was. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing called Islamic architecture. There is nothing called Islamic language. There is nothing called Islamic calendar. Today, in Iran, they are observing the Zoroastrian calendar. Urdu. आपने सारे verbs 100% verbs हिंदी से ले लिए और कह रहे हैं कि हमने भाषा बना दी. ये हमारी भी भाषा है. तो पाकिस्तान की भाषा कैसे होगी उर्दू? How is it Pakistan's language? And how many people speak Urdu in Pakistan? Bangladesh was East Pakistan became Bangladesh just on the issue of language. So this contest between culture and religion will continue. The other factor is strategically. Now let me tell you what Xi Jinping and Modi said. In the joint statement, they said that terrorism is a threat to both countries, that is India and China, to our multi-religious and multicultural framework or fabric. This was, of course, this was the indication. It was the indication towards Islamic terrorism. They have problems in Xinjiang, but there is the game of what takes priority in your strategic calculations. If Pakistan is isolated today because of jihadi terrorism, it has also enabled China to make inroads into Pakistan. If Pakistan had not been, isolated the manner in which it has done, it would have never been beholden to China the way it is, to the extent of selling its territory to the Chinese. So therefore, the future of Pakistan, if you ask me, I don't know. This identity crisis, it has, West Asia is already gone. Afghanistan is not going to, mend any soon. And the Pakistanis will ensure that no stability comes to Pakistan. And therefore, these fires are bound to impact Pakistan as well. Tell me about yesterday. I was in Doordarshan. Ambassador Khartoum was there. I said, even without this blacklist, you tell me who's going to invest in Pakistan? Who is going to invest in Pakistan? Maybe the Chinese. And the Chinese will do it in their own terms. So therefore, economically, see the prices of essential commodities. Now, so many people tell me, it's a nuclear state and all that. Well, it may be odious to compare it with the ex-Soviet Union, but then, I mean, the nuclear weapons are no guarantee for, constituting a nation state. A nation state cannot survive or, take comfort in the fact that it has got nuclear weapons. So therefore, the direction, the trajectory is very, very dangerous unless it is addressed by some Masiha, but I don't see which Masiha. Imran, he is himself a jihadi. He is the man who used to fund the Arkhania seminary, which is called the Oxford of Jihad. The army, he spoke about the Bareilwis, the radicalization of Bareilwis. The Bareilwis were radicalized just to ensure that the vote bank of Nawaz Sharif slips away. So who will address? I don't expect Imran to address. And military? Not at all, sir. The military have been using jihadis as an instrument of statecraft. And I don't see that. You and I may think, because we belong to a composite culture, a different culture. But for them, you cannot blame them. It is very much, it's an Islamic ideological state, and use of irregulars or jihadis is very much part of their warfare. It happened in 65, it happened in 71, of course 47. In 71 they had two brigades. Jamaica Al-Shabs Brigade and Al-Badr Brigade. So unless some Masiha, some strong man appears on Pakistan, and addresses this, and has the courage, and it requires a lot of courage, because any half-hearted attempt to dismantle these terrorist organizations will spell the dismantling of Pakistan itself. Remember this, they have traveled far from on this road. पाकिस्तान एक ऐसा मुल्क है, हम लोग डेली बेसिस पे मॉनिटर करते हैं। इस्लामोफोबिया अगर दुनिया में कहीं सबसे ज्यादा है तो पाकिस्तान के अंदर। सन 47 से लेके अभी तक यही जंग चल रही थी कि कौन असली मुसलमान है और कौन असली नहीं है। जिन्ना बहुत खमार आदमी था, अनपढ़, अंग्रेजी बोलता होगा अच्छी। आप बताओ साहब, उसने क्या बोला था? मोहम्मद बिन कासिम ने बुनियाद रखी थी पाकिस्तान की, एक रेपिस्ट था और ये शिया था। इनका तो हीरो होना चाहिए था, इमाम हुसैन होना चाहिए था, इमाम अली होना चाहिए था, राजा ताकि होना चाहिए था। लेकिन उसने मोहम्मद बिन और उस जिन्ना के आज शिया के बैठे हुए यहाँ पे रिजवी साहब, एक गिलगित बल्टिस्तान जाते रहे, इनके रिश्तेदार काफी के रहने वाले, आज उनका क्या हाल हो गया है? हजारा लोग वोट पे भाग रहे हैं पाकिस्तान से। वहां पे कहते हैं कि कोई भी हजारा जो कि चल फिर सकता है वो पलायन कर रहा है देश से। आप ये अहमदिया का कोई बहुत, जैसे हमारे यहाँ आइडेंटिटी कार्ड्स बन रहे हैं, तो मैं जल्दी बोलूंगा, वहां पर भी CNIC कंप्यूटराइज्ड नेशनल आइडेंटिटी कार्ड्स। आपको मालूम है साहब कि 10,000 लोगों ने, रिटायर्ड लोग थे, उन्होंने उस सर्वे के और दौरान उन्होंने कहा कि उन्होंने अपने आप को जॉब लेने के लिए सुन्नी दिखाया था, और फिर बाद में जब रिटायरमेंट के बाद उन्होंने कहा कि हम अहमदिया हैं। हिंदुस्तान में इस्लामोफोबिया सबसे ज्यादा पाकिस्तान, उसका कारण ये है कि हमारे यहाँ एक पूछोगे तो काट देंगे, तुमको सलमान रश्दी बना देंगे। आज भी वहां पे ब्लास्फेमी के अपलॉज, पूछोगे तो काट देंगे। ये चीज जब तक भाई, हमने तो टेलीविजन पे रामायण दिखा दिया, महाभारत दिखा दिया, सब कुछ दिखा दिया, क्या आपके पास कुछ दिखाने को नहीं है? आप तो गाली दे दो, जिसको दे दो, हमारे लिए सब ये है। आप माता सीता के बारे में कुछ भी बोल दो, और हमारे यहाँ कई ऐसी परंपराएं बहुत कुछ बोली जाती है। What I'm trying to say is कि जब तक आप काउंटर आइडियोलॉजी नहीं इवॉल्व करेंगे, तब तक आपको निदान नहीं मिलेगा। आखिरी चीज ये हिंगला माता की, हम बलोच उसमें फ्रंट में थे, इंडो बलोच फोरम में, ये भी हमारे साथ जाते, वहाँ के जितने बलोच एक्टिविस्ट बड़े प्यार से वो कहते हैं कि आपकी हिमला माता को हमने बहुत प्यार से बचा के रखे। पाकिस्तान कलाकार के बारे में आपने पूछा, देखिए मैं आपको बता दूं, आप वही संस्कृति की बात है, जितनी हमारे सब कॉन्टिनेंट में म्यूजिक है ना, वो सब सामवेद से निकली, ठीक है। तो वो आपके ऊपर में आप उनको बुलाना चाहते हो या नहीं बुलाना चाहते हो, ये सारी जो हिंदुस्तानी क्लासिकल म्यूजिक जो यहाँ है बांग्लादेश है, दिल्ली, ये सारे सामवेद से निकली हुई है। दूसरी चीज है ये अफगानिस्तान, सऊदी अरेबिया, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग इन सऊदी अरेबिया, or the changes that MBS, Prince Salman has initiated, emancipation of women, they have earmarked $30 billion for just entertainment industry, right? So if Saudi Arabia changes, I don't know, it will definitely, I mean, it will have some impact, and I hope that it will have a good impact. But that is something to watch out. And well, Afghanistan, I mean, the muscle that Pakistan was trying to, exhibit, they have been cut down to size by Taliban on many occasions recently, especially during 370. They don't equate Afghanistan with 370. So there they have taken a severe beating. And as far as Barelvis are concerned, look, most unfortunate. But radicalization is very much there. They are in the forefront of all blasphemy के जितने agitations आप देखते हैं. That film Mumtaz Qadir, he has become some sort of a cult figure. वहाँ तो Rose petals are shot every day. I mean, so many visitors it has, that is there. And what else? That's all. Thanks.